Ooh, boy, am I excited to go over this. We're about to go over a concept that is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And normally I don't say this about a lot of concepts, but this one, yeah, this one takes the cake. Like, seriously, it is overpowered. Okay, if you play games, you already know what that term means. This concept here is narrative depicting. Yes, you heard that right, narrative depicting. I've taught the Judas Swing once before, and I taught it incorrectly, okay? I was looking at the Judas Swing recently, studying it for like the past month and a half, and I realized, like, wait a minute, I gotta reteach that. I taught it wrong. It's way more overpowered than I portrayed it to be. This concept here can have you predicting daily narratives and even weekly narratives like it's nothing, like flawlessly. If you have like some evidence behind it, it's flawless. Like if you got some sort of higher time frame analysis and some understanding of price, some underlying understanding of price, then this is gonna supercharge your narrative predictions. I sort of got. But anyway, we're going over Judas Swing today. In short, Judas Swing is a manipulative maneuver that forms in between the times of 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern Time. Okay. See that right there? UTC -4, New York. Yeah, that's Eastern Time right there. That's called New York local time. Understand? You got it? Okay. Just making sure. During that time, okay, think of the Judas Swing as like the power of three. Okay, power of three. If you want to draw it out, it's accumulation. You got that manipulation, and then that expansion. Okay, so that's that. Think of the Judas Swing as that, but it's throughout the session. So Asian is obviously the accumulation, London is obviously the manipulation, and New York is obviously the expansion. Okay, very simple, right? But there's multiple scenarios of the Judas Swing. There's three scenarios. One, price following is programming. For example, if the daily narrative for New York was bullish, then what we would want to expect price to do, or expect the Judas Swing to be delivered lower, right? We want to see that manipulation lower, but before we go higher, because that's what price has to do. It has to seek sell side before reaching into buy side, right? It's just common sense. Scenario two, price can go outside of his programming and try to deliver the narrative like quickly without actually manipulating or delivering that Judas Swing. If it does that, what it'll tend to do is, if it doesn't deliver it as it should, like deliver that manipulation during the Judas Swing time frame, it'll either deliver it during London lunch, pre-market, or at the 9:30 to 10 o'clock opening range, which is 9:30 to 10 o'clock, as I just said. So right there, that is London lunch. If it doesn't do it during the 12 to 5 a.m. Judas Swing time frame, that delivery macro right there, it'll do it during London lunch, which is 7 to 9, I think. Let me see. Yes, 7. No, never mind. 5 to 7. Pre-market, which is 7 to 9, or the 9:30 opening. Okay, 9:30 to 10 o'clock. Those are the three times it will do it if it does not deliver the manipulative maneuver during the New York session. For example, if this is scenario 2, by the way, if the narrative is bullish, right? I'm going to say bullish for this. And the Judas Swing, that time frame, 12 to 5 a.m., it shoots higher. Is it supposed to do that? No. So what did the algorithm do? It went outside of its programming and would try to rush to deliver the narrative. It's not supposed to do that. The algorithm is aware of this. So we're like, okay. The algorithm is like, okay, since we did this, we have to recoup. We have to follow our programming. So inevitably, in period, what price is going to do, it is going to come back down into either the equilibrium of the Asian range or into Asian lows to deliver that Judas Swing and or that manipulation to then allow New York to go higher. Okay, this right here in front of our face, right here, this would be a scenario 1. Okay, or the first scenario. The narrative is clearly bullish, as we can see, right? With this one, price follows its programming as it should. Asia consolidates, 12 o'clock kicks in. What should we expect? Well, what should price normally do? It should drop lower and hit Asia lows, right, to deliver that Judas Swing. Does it do it? Yep, it does it. I think it comes to this low too, does it? Nope, got pretty close though. Anyway, that's a failure swing of that swing. So price does probably want to deliver off of that, off of the failure breaking of that swing, in which it does. Asia consolidates. The Judas Swing is delivered lower during the Judas Swing time frame. So we're like, okay, we're doing good so far. Now, is it going to deliver the narrative early since it's already done it during done the Judas swing during the 12 to 5 a.m. time frame? Yeah, it does it. It delivers higher. This is good. This is good. Let's see what happens next. London lunch accumulates. Pre-market accumulates. And then, 9:30 kicks in, manipulates a little bit more, and then the narrative gets delivered. This is a prime example of the algorithm following its original programming, which is if the narrative is bullish, Asia consolidates, the Judas swing time frame delivers lower. Okay, it does not deliver higher, it doesn't go outside of its programming to rush to deliver the narrative, but it instead offers that manipulation to then have New York go higher. That's exactly what this is. Scenario 2 is completely opposite, where if the narrative is bullish in this case, and the Judas swing time frame, which is 2 to 5 a.m., it instead delivers higher, taking out Asia highs first. It's not supposed to do that. So what it's going to do is the algorithm is aware of this, and it's like, okay, we have to recoup, we have to come back down and deliver that manipulation because we just have to manipulate. We can't just leave all this sell side behind. So if that does happen, right, if we were to, for example, like come out of this consolidation and reach up higher first, after that reach up higher, what we're going to do is we're going to come back down into Asia lows to then go up. That's what will happen if we came up into Asia highs first. But with this example here, we didn't do that. So this is a scenario 1. Scenario 3, I didn't go over. Scenario 3 is when Asia does something like this. Okay, this is a scenario 3. When Asia does not consolidate, it just has a crazy expansion, or it moves extremely fast, or it does something that's out of the ordinary. That right there is the scenario 3 immediately. Because what will happen is it'll likely send London and London Lunch into a consolidation, or it'll cause London and London Lunch to be tired. Like for example, if you're, I don't know, in a race, right? If you use all your energy at the start of the race, like you just start sprinting, all your energy gone in the first 10 seconds, you think you're gonna last the rest of the race efficiently with enough energy to just keep jogging? Nope. That's basically how price action is. If it exhausts itself within the first session, how do you think London and London Lunch is gonna do? It's not gonna do anything because price is tired. Okay, if you want to say that, yeah, price is tired. So it's not even going to have the energy to manipulate to even have New York deliver anything. So all the, I guess you could say, volatility and aggression that was needed for New York's delivery got sucked up during Asia. So once you see this and it doesn't even take out either Asia high or Asia low during the London kill zone or the Judas swing time frame, don't even trade. That's what I tell you. Sometimes Asian will do this and London will still offer that Judas swing. If it does that, there might be a chance, but just be a little bit more careful in your analyzation due to this happening, okay? But if Asia does this crazy stuff here, just moves extremely fast or does something out of the ordinary, in second, London doesn't, or the Judas swing time frame doesn't hit Asia high or Asia low, don't trade for that day. And as you can clearly see, it would have been good to not trade. Reason being, you would have got very chopped up. You probably could have took some scalps here and there, but that's not how I trade personally. So even when I saw this right off the bat, I would not be trading this because I trade. It for me is the way I trade. I think I've told y'all this before, but I look for that perfect entry and I catch the whole day's move or majority of it too, like a logical conceptual target, like buy side liquidity, some form of maybe like the equilibrium of a fair value gap or something like that, some conceptual concept. You know what I'm saying? But here's another example that we can, go over. This is a scenario 2 right here. We've gone over scenario 1 and scenario 3 over here. But here is scenario 2. The narrative is clearly, bearish, as we can see here. This is no brainer, right? Clearly it's going lower, right? Since we know this, we should expect the Judas swing time frame to deliver higher first. Does it do that? Nope. How? How does it not do that? We can clearly see it does it here, right? Look what happens first. Asia low gets taken out first. Yeah, see that? Since Asia low gets taken out first, and the narrative is clearly bearish, what does price have to do? It has to recoup, and it has to, like, what's the word for that? I don't really know, but I guess it has to sync with price. Yeah, that like resync. It has to resync with price and say, no, 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 we can't do this. We can't do this. It's out of our programming. So the algorithm is like, okay, fine. We'll head all the way back up into Asian highs and create that liquidity purge, manipulating all of buy side, and then we'll finally go down during New York. Are you finally happy, price action? And then price is gonna be like, yeah, I'm super happy, all because the algorithm said, okay, fine, I'll head back higher. Okay, very very simple, right? Asia consolidates. Mind you, it doesn't have to be a straight consolidation. It doesn't have to be like this right here. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to. If it just moves slowly, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But if we see stuff like this, we see stuff like stuff like this, then no. Well, that's still a consolidation, but still, if we see like major movement like this, like major movement, then no, you don't. That's not obviously not a consolidation, right? But I would consider this a consolidation because we can clearly see how small the candles are, and they're not really moving a lot. Just this whole move by itself is about how do I do that? I forgot how to do it. About 70 points. So that's not a lot, and it took about 11 bars to do it, 11 15-minute candles. So even still, this is a consolidation, but just keep in mind it doesn't have to be just straight back and forth movement, just if Asian is moving slow, okay? Asian consolidates, 12 to 5 a.m. kicks in, price delivers lower, but the narrative is bearish, so it's not supposed to do that. The algorithm has the recoup, and it says, okay, fine, let's go all the way back up into Asia highs, or the equilibrium of the Asian range. It hits both of those. Equilibrium is about right here, and then Asia high is right here. I just marked this high because, you know, it's the highest high before Asia. It hits that high, and it's like, okay, are you happy, price action? Are you happy, little candlesticks? And the candlesticks say yes. So we finally deliver lower. Very simple, isn't it? Very, very simple. We're going to go over one more example, and we're going to take a little hindsight trade on this, shall we? That's what we're going to do. We're going to take a hindsight trade. Why not a hindsight trade? A hindsight trade. This is a very vicious delivery because it was offering the narrative before the day at 9:30 even began. So I'll do a different example. Let's see if I can find one for us. Let's see. I'll do this one. This one seems nice. This seems like a nice example to take a little hindsight trade on. Alrighty, so you can clearly see that the narrative on the day is bullish, obviously, right? Do I have to say anything? Do I have to? I think you guys can see these, right? But clearly bullish candles. So, knowing that, we should expect, you know, normally, if it stays in this programming, we should expect the Judas Swing time frame to immediately deliver lower into Asian lows, offering that manipulation. Does it do that? Clearly not. 12 o'clock kicks in and immediately takes out Asian high. The algorithm is like, okay, fine, we'll go lower. Since we have to, we'll go lower. The algorithm does it. Does it do it within London? Nope. Does it do it within London lunch? Yes, it does hit the Asian low within London lunch. So the Judas Swing has officially been delivered. Now, what can pre-market do? Pre-market can either consolidate or manipulate lower if it wants to. Those are the only two things it can do. But if it does consolidate, what that will do is immediately send New York higher. Okay. But if it manipulates even more, then hey, it's just giving New York even more momentum to deliver higher, even more of a reasoning to like, okay, we gonna go higher. Since pre-market said go higher, hey, we gonna listen. That's basically what pre-market is doing. It just kept manipulating lower. So New York is gonna take that and say, all right, I'm not gonna, hey, you don't gotta tell me twice. And that crap kicks in 9:30 and boom, delivers. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Let me drop down to maybe the 5-minute. What is this? The 2nd of July. We're going to drop that to the 5-minute. 2nd July. Boom. Here we are. Okay. Now let me drop that to the 3-minute. Yeah, it's better. Here we go. Don't want to go too low. Not on the 1 minute. I go to like the 15-second. I'll be teaching you guys how to trade those time frames in a minute. But here we are. We're on the 3-minute, and let's say we start trading at 9:30. Right off the bat, shoots higher. Okay, shoots higher, creating that break and market structure. We do have a breaker right here. Yeah, that's that breaker, but it immediately gets ran through, so that's over with. You got this. I think there's a Reaper in here somewhere. I'm not sure. Let me see. Wait, we got this down move here. We got this up move. Yeah, so we do have this Reaper fair value gap right here. That's there. We do have that Reaper if you want to use that as a PD rate, but we're still going to draw it. We got that Reaper. We got this mitigation block, which is one of the strongest PD arrays, by the way, other than the immediate rebalance. But the immediate rebalance is not a PD array. It is instead a price signature and or pattern, according to ICT. Excuse me, I need a burp real quick. Been talking for a little too long. Might need to take a water break because it is going on midnight. 15 more minutes and it's midnight. But let's say you're like, okay, let's take this mitigation block. If it respects it, let's say the candle is moving, it's going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then it starts going up, and it respects it. So you're like, okay, we're entering. Boom, we're taking our entry right here. Kabow. Right there, we set our stop at the low of the mitigation, or the low of the candle that possesses that the mitigation block, because that is a violation of the mitigation block as a whole. There's a couple things you could target. You can target London Lunch. Reason being, there's a bunch of relative equal highs here, and then it's London high. It's just obvious. Come on. So we can target that right there, which is right about there. That's a 3 risk to reward. Pretty decent, huh? Pretty decent. I'm sure if I go down to the 15-second, the risk to reward would be like 8 or 10 or something. You guys know how I do. I get those high risk to rewards. But since we're on the 3-minute, just keeping it chill, it's a nice 3 risk to reward. Very, very, very simple, isn't it? Now, one thing I will say, like I said earlier, okay, this is not the Holy Grail. None of these concepts are the Holy Grail. But this gets very close to that title. If you want to give it this title, hey, I wouldn't even say don't. Because the Judas Swing deserves the title of the Holy Grail of trading, okay? This can turn you profitable. Really. But one thing I will say, though, it is not the Holy Grail all the way. I'll say 80% there. 80% there to having the Holy Grail title. If anything, if we type in Holy Grail, it's missing this last letter. It's missing the last I and the L. And so for right now, it's just the Holy Grail. Until we get the I and the L. What makes the I and the L is you having that underlying, that underlying evidence, okay? That underlying narrative. If you got some sort of understanding of price before even looking at the Judas Swing, then yeah, that makes the Judas Swing the Holy Grail, okay? But anyway, this is the end of the Judas Swing. Now, I made this video very quick. I thought I was going to make it long. 17 minutes and 35 seconds according to this, OBS over here. But anyway, I hope I taught you well. I hope you can use this concept when it comes to, these rigged markets ran by algorithms, institutional buyers, and central banks. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Good luck and good trading.